I'm strong in faith.
Faith can move mountains. Radio Maria, 91.3 FM.
The voice of truth.
Good evening, Abuja. Welcome to Journey Through Life on Radio Maria, 91.3 FM with me, Sisi Bunmi. How was your day today? Are you done for the day? Are you on your way home? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please spend the next 1 hour with us. I promise you it's going to be a very special 1 hour. We have a Valentine's special today. You know, this Friday is Valentine's Day, so I have a couple here with me. So I have two guests with me. My guests are a married couple, Mr. and Mr. Innocent and Mrs. Patricia Eremionkale. Mr. Innocent Eremionkale is a legal practitioner, a very, very accomplished one at that. And his lovely wife is a banker, also a very successful one as well. They have lovely children. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. You know, like I said, this is a means of evangelization as well. You know, you're Catholics, aren't you? Yes?
By the grace of God,
yes.
Yeah.
So thank you for finding time in your very busy schedule to be with us here this evening. We're going to be talking about married life, and maybe if you have any advice, any words of encouragement for our listeners. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've come with some soundtracks to your life. The first one is by Kenny G. He's a saxophonist, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
So we'll play
a wonderful one at that.
Okay, we'll play the very, very first one, which is Forever in Love. Very, very, cool, jazzy, Is it your choice or his choice or both of your choices?
Is it
both? Tell us about it. Tell us the history behind. How did that become your music?
For me, I just like something quiet, and literally like something quiet and something in the background, maybe when we are discussing and everything. And I think that was what was playing at the time he asked me.
I knew that. There had to be that. Yes. So that reminds you of your courtship the very beginning. Yeah. So how did you meet?
Okay, we met in school. We went to school together. We went in school, and Brazilian University there. I think the first time I saw him, I was like, I wanted to book mass. I went to him and I said, I want to book mass. He said, yes, you need money to book for the mass. And I was like, I don't have money. And he just looked at me. So that was when we started talking. Then later on we found out that we stay very close in the school, because we usually have this home to home prayers we used to do in school back then. So we had to, what was the name then?
Ujeme
Catholic community. So we go to everybody's
like a home fellowship.
Yeah. Yes. We go there, so the host will give us a word of exhortation, then we pray and say the rosary and go. Then after, since we stay together in the morning when we are going to school, when we are passing through that bush path, we all walk together for morning mass. Yeah, we walk through the bush path to the school compound. And that was how
it started. So how come you were the one that was being paid for the mass? Were you working in the church? How come?
Well, I was the PRO of NFCS, Abi, Nigeria Federation of Catholic Students. That was the umbrella body of the Catholic students then. I was the PRO at that time. It wasn't really my responsibility for booking of mass. It was actually that of the financial secretary. I happened to be around, and she requested for that, and that could be the beginning of the friendship. It's a friendship that continued for a year or two before the question, can you wait or something.
So it wasn't love at first sight?
No.
It was just friendship.
So the friendship first.
It was friendship.
And then gradually developed into...
Yeah.
So at what point did you realize that this is the one?
Maybe at what point did I realize that innocents may need to go on with one particular vocation? As at year 3 in school, I was indecisive whether which of the vocation to take to.
How do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Holy order, holy matrimony.
Really?
So I was still indecisive. But when I became decisive, when I was told in one of my reflections that you don't have to be a priest to serve God, then I knew, well, that apparently is not where my calling is. And then with the friendship continuing, and of course, friendships are usually supported or discouraged. She came visiting once just as a friend, and my mom told me, Innocent, I think I like this girl.
Wow.
So there was a sort of support. And my brothers too, who knew her, they gave some sort of emotional support. And that was what one day, one of those visits, I just said to drop her back at home. This music was playing. That's why the music is very special. With one other, which I hope you will play later.
So was it important for you, for your fam, your mom, your siblings to accept her so early on? Was that very important for you?
It was. It's not necessarily very important, but it gave a push. And of course, marriage is between families.
Of course.
So if marriage is between families, it's also good to listen to what the family has to say. The 10th of 10. So my parents had the experience.
You were number 10?
Yes, I'm number 10
of how many? Oh, the baby of the family, I see.
So parents have inspirations. Of course, my siblings are also experienced in it. And I don't think they made a mistake, and I don't think I made a mistake.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So Patricia, so when he now finally revealed his intention, how did you feel about it? Were you expecting that? Were you hoping for that, or were you surprised?
As the friendship developed, was I really surprised? I was not really.
You knew.
No, because we were kind of close, and talking about him saying that he wanted to go to Holy Order and everything, I know it was kind of a bit scared too, because I had that move, that mind of going into the
as well.
Yes. There was a time I told him, I said, I've spoken to a Reverend Father, and these are the things he has told me and everything. He has even given me books to start studying and everything. But just like he said, and for me, I felt this type of person that I don't like to be boxed up into a corner, because I know at times the Reverend sisters, you say this is what they should do and everything, and if I want to help people, and that is not the calling, that is not their rules in the congregation, I may disobey their rules because I want to maybe help this one, I want to do this and everything. So after a year, I just said no. I think I should follow the other
innocent.
Innocent.
So you made a choice between innocent and the convent. Yes, that was what you did. Was it because it was him, or it was you that decided that I don't want to be a nun, or was it something about him that made you say, you know what?
Are you suggesting that I snatched her?
No,
I'm just trying.
No, it wasn't because of him. I just told you that I'm a strong-willed person. So, and if I decide to say I want to do this, maybe helping the community, helping someone, taking care of someone, and it's not it's part of the rules or something like that, I would disobey them, and it's not good to disobey and everything. So that was why I decided that, okay, if this is not where I should be, let me go the other way. And that is not really because of him, but
It's not because of him.
It's not because of him.
But he's worth it. He's been worth it.
Yes, of course.
How many years now that you've been married?
21 years this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
April 16, 21 years.
That is fantastic. So you proposed, and then how did your parents, what did they think about him? His family immediately took to you. How did your family take to him?
Okay, my parents are very strict people, and even when he used to come visiting, my mom would just be at the door, peeping, as in. so, of course, they were strict, and when I told them that someone is coming in and everything, but although it took me time to tell them, because my father was always asking, so someone has not told you hello or hi, anything. Because he actually said, when we were going to school, he warned us, said, you are going to school to read and study. Don't go and look for boyfriend, don't go and look for job and everything. So each time he asks, I would be like, Daddy, you told me to go to school to go and read, not to look for boyfriend. So nobody has told me hello and everything, because I was scared of telling him. I didn't know how to tell him. But as time went on, I was able to break that fear. And
when they met him, what did they think of him?
They were happy with him.
So they were
because they were happy with him. And he was able to make them like him, because quiet and very handsome looking.
I was coming to that. I was going to say, what about the physical attributes?
It was very easy for them to say yes to him. Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to play the second soundtrack to your life now. By the Time This Night Is Over, again by Kenny G. We'll play that for you now. That's another romantic melody. Tell us, give us a bit of, why is that a soundtrack to your life?
That Evelyn, when she was coming to the house, yes, she had all the tests my mom gave to her. She didn't know, I didn't know. So when I was returning her home that one evening, it was raining heavily, the roads were flooded, we were trying to navigate a way to our place so that I could drop her. And that was where I just asked her a simple question: can you wait?
Wait for what?
I just said, can you wait? She said yes, she can wait. And then this song started playing. I don't know how it happened. So
God was
look
listening.
at the lyrics of that song, just going through the lyrics.
But what did you mean by can you wait? What did you mean in you were not ready for marriage, but you wanted her to wait for when you were ready?
Yes, because I think that time I was in, was it 400 or 500 level? I can't remember. Or 400 level.
100.
Okay, so it was, can you wait till we finish?
Yes.
And then, yes.
Can you wait?
Of course. And she said?
She said yes.
Without knowing what it was asking.
Oh my God! So you did not. You just said yes. That means you trusted him. Yes, there must have been a level of trust for you to say yes without saying.
I think the two hearts were beating.
And then the music came, and validated your question. So that's it. So you knew this was a divine, choice for you, as for a wife.
Well, you can say it again that it's divine, but I also think that. Yes, it's just God's doing. It's just God's doing, because there is no regrets 21 years after.
That's fantastic. So what were your views on, chastity before marriage? What were you and what are your views now?
Well, it was part of Can You Wait? And when she said yes, I remember her taking me to one Reverend Father. To let the priest know that she's wanting to go into a relationship, fine. And the priest prayed for us and prayed that God's will be done and prayed for the gift of love. And on our own part to check ourselves, we had this whole friendship and courtship lasted for 7 years. This was on the 7th year we got wedded. So what?
And you both waited.
We waited. We had days we fasted and prayed, asking for God's will to be done. We had our outings, yes. I know when we are on break, out of school, I could go and pick her. We go to visit zoo and all of that and buy ice cream and all. It was an open relationship that parents were aware. There was no secret locations. So even when he comes to my house, my mom will say, "Won't you sleep over?" Thank God she didn't sleep over, because that would have ended the whole thing.
Why? Why do you say that?
I know my parents.
That was a test. That was another test.
And even when we have occasions that she came to attend a family occasion, my mom asked her, "Is your parents aware that you are not in school?" And she said, "Yes." And he asked, "Will you go home or you want to sleep?" And if she had said yes, it would have been another thing. That may have ended it. And then, so the parents were aware. When I go to our home, I also stay in their sitting room upstairs. So that's where the mom will sometimes come and look at, who is this guy? So both families being aware and then being deliberate about not losing your faith is also important, and support with prayers. When the man will always have the instigation first, the woman needs to support, to say, well, we promised to wait. Right.
So if there's any young couple listening to us now, or they're not married yet, what is your advice as far as chastity is concerned? And don't forget, we live in an age now of social media, a lot of things going on. What are you going to say to that couple?
What will make your wedding night special? What will make it special? And even if they are already engaged in such illicit affairs, why don't you wait so that on your wedding night you have something special? And then if there is a delayed period, there will be no fear. If anything happens in the course of the relationship, nobody will feel dumped and used. So there are many, and one important thing I've come to realize is the wedding in 2004 was because it wasn't because one was buoyant and all of that. It's because I think in 2002 or so, she had a transfer from Abuja to Lagos, and I knew I have to work hard. I have to work hard to bring her back. And so there is this strength inbuilt in men that can only be instigated by the opposite sex in order for them to work hard. But once they start doing what married people do, then they are not motivated to work hard to bring the spouse to be together with them.
So, Patricia, what would you say to a girl now in that situation, a young lady? Maybe she's under pressure and they're not married yet. What will you say to her? And I mean, maybe she's afraid of losing the guy if she doesn't succumb. What do you say to her?
What I would advise is God's time is the best, and God will always choose the right person for you. Now, if just like you said, if you succumb to that, then what are you going to wait? What are you going to give at that wedding night? Now, if you have anything like that, I think the person should just hold back and pray about it. because then in school they were even telling us you don't need to go any private place with anybody that you are together with and everything, because we are all human beings. There must always be temptation. So if the person really wants that, knows that this is your spouse, this is my husband, this is my wife and everything, they can just stay apart. They can try to wait and pray about it and try to avoid any enclosed environment.
Because I say that in the context, Friday is Valentine's Day, and I know there are so many couples, married and unmarried, especially our young people, and that's why I wanted you to say this to them, that the right thing to do is to wait.
Yeah. Because
the girls feel so pressurized, so she should wait. If he's not for you, then he would go.
Yeah.
You don't have to say. You don't have to give in.
You don't have to give in. You don't have to give in.
And I like what both of you said, that you have something to look forward to. Something that's and it's so special when you wait. So you've heard that. So wait. If he's putting pressure on you, tell him you're not ready.
You're not ready.
So Valentine's Day does not mean that you should do what you don't believe in. So that's from.
There was this song. If you love me,
you go wait. Yes. So that's what Patricia and Innocent are telling you. They've been married for 21 years, 21 very happy years. So I think that works. It worked for them. It's still working for them. So you would do very well to take that advice. Okay. So what is the one lesson that marriage has taught you, Patricia?
A lot. Patience and love. When I say and also the way you make your bed, that's how you lay on, because people say marriage is not a bed of roses and everything. I keep on telling the people that cares to listen, is if you decide to put roses on your bed, you lie on it and you enjoy your bed. And it's working for us. Yes, it's working for us. Does not mean that you must take the part that we took. You can take the good part, the good part, and do the right thing, and it will work for you. You just have to be patient and loving and caring, because it's two different people coming together
from different
backgrounds.
Yes.
That maybe the way you do things in your home is different from the way I do things in my home and everything, but you just have to understand your partner. That is just it. You understand your partner and know and show love. What you know you don't want to do to yourself, to hurt yourself, don't do it to the person. Understand. And for me, I like putting myself in people's shoes, and I like that, and that is what I do. If I feel I don't like this thing will hurt me, I don't do it to him. And when I see him doing something that is maybe I feel is out of the ordinary, I'm like, why did you do it? There must be a reason for doing it. And when he says it, I'm like, oh, I didn't think of it and everything. So we just have to understand ourselves, love each other, and above all, prayers, forgiveness. Just forgive, because we are all human. Forgive.
So what were you most surprised? Because obviously you were not living together before you got married and all that. What were you most surprised to find out about him once you got married and you were living together? What surprised you the most about him?
Was there anything?
Nothing in particular.
I'm not you now.
Okay, I'll ask Innocent that question. What were you most surprised to find out about her after you started living together as a couple, as a married couple?
I thought she used to be very tall.
You thought she was?
She was tall, yes.
Taller than she is, very tall.
I thought she was taller than me.
Really? Why would you think that?
I don't know.
Because she used to wear high heels back then.
I don't know, but I used to describe her as that tall lady. Just for me to find that I'm taller than her.
Interesting.
It looks minor.
For
right?
the 7 years that you were dating, you didn't know.
No. I mean, while we were friends.
Okay.
I thought she was. I would tell my brother, that tall lady.
But she's a tall lady.
Yes, I'm taller than her, so she's not that tall.
I remember when we argued about it. We
had to measure.
We had to measure it.
But for me, the thing is, she's very loving and peaceful.
That's very important for you.
Yeah, very loving and peaceful. And there is nothing like that. Having wanting to go home after work.
Looking forward to going
home, not to meet a nagging wife, but one that you want to embrace and welcome. That for me is very important. It makes the home peaceful. And once the home is peaceful, of course the children will imbibe peacefulness and in their dealings and togetherness. And then our willingness to, yes, she says she's strong-willed, but I know where to press.
you know her mumu button.
I know where
her
to
mumu
press.
button, yes.
In spite of being strong-willed, she's, when it comes to let us pray together, yes. So prayer is the key to that
unlocks
everything. And you know, and sincerely, I think she's godly, so there is no fear. You know, sometimes people will say, "Do you know where your wife is?" I know where my wife is. She won't see me with a lady taking exercise or doing something and start being suspicious.
It's trust.
I won't see her with anybody and start being suspicious. No, I know my own is my own.
Yes.
So that is one thing unique.
Maybe that comes with a long, friendship before marriage. Because you know, do you think so? Do you think that came with being friends for a long time and getting to really know each other's character before getting married?
Even the long distance and the long relationship, if we want to hide anything, we'll still hide. So you won't still understand. Even as we are now, we are still trying to understand each other.
21 years later.
Yes. You are learning each other.
It's a lifetime
project. You're still trying to learn. So at times you just say, so this is, you just laugh about it and everything. So the long relationship will not really tell you about this person, who this person is.
Until you start living together.
Yeah. Until you start.
Is he a kind person?
Oh, it's very, very kind. Very, 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 very. I learn a lot from him. I tell him everything. I said, I'm learning this about you and everything, and I'm with whatever I do, whatever I am right now, apart from what I came into the marriage with, it was the one that molded me and put me.
What else can I say? What else is there to say? What else is there to say? That is so fascinating. So when we're going to play the next soundtrack to your life now, then when we come back, I want to talk about the children. So the next one is The Moment. Again, by, you like Chinenye a lot. We'll play it for you. You're listening to Journey Through Life with me, Sisi Bunmi. If you want to join this conversation, the lines are open now. The number to call is 081-084-47518. You can send a message, SMS, or WhatsApp. We have a Valentine's special this evening, and my guests are Mr. Innocent and Mrs. Patricia Eremionkale. They've been married for 21 solid years. I'm so privileged to have you in the studio with us this evening. So why that particular one? That's Chinenye yet again. Is it yours or is it both of you?
You know, I always prefer to meditate and reflect, and Chinenye gives that platform with his instrumentals.
Very cool.
And, very cool. So you can go deep into oneself and
So did you find yourself having to like his kind of music, or you have the similar tastes in music?
We have the similar taste, yes.
Okay. So now, before you got married, did you talk about things like, how many children we're going to have, how we're going to raise our children? Because coming from the backgrounds that you both come from, you were going to become a nun, you were going to become a... So did you...
No, I didn't enter seminary.
But you had it. But you come from very deep, Catholic backgrounds, both of you. So was it important for you? Did you sit down and say, look, this is how we're going to raise our children? Did you discuss it?
Yes, for the number, we talked about it. We were like...
Oh, you did?
Yes, we talked about it. We said 3, then last.
Dara.
4. Yes. And it happened. And I can remember one day I was preparing, just dishing out food. And we were 3. We had just 3 children then. I was dishing out food and dished 4. I was like, has everyone collected? I was like, whose one is this? I just laughed within myself. I said, something is happening here. So we just think that maybe we needed a 4th.
So did you have an agreement on how you were going to raise those children? Because your parents raised you in a very, very Catholic background, I imagine. So did you agree, did you discuss how you were going to raise your own children?
Every family, every parent will want to raise their child in God-fearing way, because they are the first society, how will I put it, is from the home. Because if they're not well trained in the home, when they go outside, either they are being taken away or take people away from the church and everything. So we had the plan of raising them in God-fearing ways. And
have you succeeded?
Yes, by God's grace, and we are still doing it. I'm still praying, because it's not us doing it, it's God doing it, because we are just caretakers of these children. They are children of God, so we are just caretakers, and we're trying to do our best to ensure that they grow up in the way of the Lord.
If any of your children came up and said, I want to be a nun, I want to be a priest, what would your reaction be?
Approved, go ahead. If it's the will of God.
If it's the will of God.
Yeah.
If it's the will of God, go ahead. So if you had to describe innocence in one word, what will the one word be?
Loving.
Yeah. And you? If you had to describe her?
I call her my love. So...
It's interesting, because I was thinking you're going to say honey or all those kind of, but these are the traditional kind of.
If you check my phone, she's saved with love. But when I want to call her, I call her sweetheart.
It's the same thing. Same thing, yes. So now, also you both have very busy careers, a lawyer and a banker. So how did you cope with raising your children when they were very young? Did you have a plan? Did you discuss that as well? I'm saying that now because we might have couples who are about to enter the vocation of marriage, So are these things that you discuss beforehand, or you just go ahead day by day as it goes on, So tell us about that.
Well, we reacted to every phase of life. The first phase of life, she was very busy then in the bank. I was having my private chambers, so I had more time. The school run, at a point I did them. She did at a point also, because she was in the marketing department. But we were always available, one of us. And when the phase of life turned, that I found myself on another side, she is now private. She has more time. So now that they are in school, because we are home alone now.
Emptiness already.
We are home alone.
Emptiness.
So those days when they come home, because my chambers was on the same floor with the house, I'm always available for them. And now, when they come home, she is always available for them. Yes, we did have house help and all of that, but they were part of the family.
The house helps?
Yes, they are part of the family. If they go to school with the children, they come back together. So the period they may just be alone with the house help, maybe 1 hour or less before one of us come back and then be with them.
I know, Patricia, you said earlier on that you make your bed, you know, if you want to put roses on it and all that, but surely it's not always, you know, how do you cope with challenges? Because I'm sure everyone has challenges. So when challenges come, how do you cope? I'll ask Innocent.
God has always been our help. He has always been our help. If it's challenges between us, maybe a quarrel, and she doesn't talk much, she'll just keep quiet. Me too, I will not talk much. We'll keep quiet.
So how do you keep quiet and quarrel? Is it possible?
We can't raise our voices. If you ask the children, they'll tell you they have not heard us raise our voices.
Wow.
Okay? But when she's not happy, I know. When I'm not happy, she knows. And humility says, if you are wrong, just go and say sorry and make up for it. And that's what has kept us going. I remember those days in school when we have had a quarrel and she is feeling sick and me, I'm feeling sick. Our roommate will come to the house, to my house and say, Pat is not feeling well. Oh. My brother will also go and tell her, Innocent is not feeling well. Oh. We knew why the illness and what is the medicine. It's just to go and reconcile. So most times it doesn't take more than a day because both parties are hot.
So forgiveness is very important in a marriage. So how many times? Is it 77 times? You know, like the Bible says, you forgive all.
77 times 7 means you can't even count.
Yes.
Now. So it's you continue to forgive. It's very important. But it's also important that you don't just forgive and keep it in your heart. You need to let it out. So when everywhere is okay, you say, look, what you did last time, I didn't like it. And this is the reason I didn't like it. This was the reason I acted this way. Because most often is misunderstanding. And lack of communication. So there need to be more communications. Once there is more communication, there will be less frictions. Because I believe she's not a wicked person. Whatever action she took is for a reason. And she also knows whatever action I take is for a reason. Now, understanding that reason and the light and context under which those actions were taken is important for true forgiveness.
So you have to understand.
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. So you cannot forgive blindly. You must.
If you just say I forgive and you are still keeping it because you are still wondering within yourself, how could he? How could she? Then that is not forgiveness. That is not real. You are just trying to create a graveyard piece.
So would you say Innocent is your best friend?
Yes, he's my best friend too.
Would you say she's
your partner?
My confidant. My side chick.
So do you have friends outside the marriage? Is it important to also have, friends apart from your best friend? So that you have your own girlfriends that you do things with. You also have your male friends. Is it important, or you believe that it's just the two of you is enough?
The children have wondered why I don't have so much visitors. And if I have visitors, it will be an occasion. My wife is my friend.
And that's all you
confident. And that is what time can permit. That is what time can permit. But if we have occasions, of course, classmates and all will come. They will visit. We are happy together. But my wife is my friend.
And you, Patricia?
Right from time, I never used to have a lot of friends around and everything. So knowing him as my friend, when we have a occasion, we go out. Yes, I'm a happy person. I go out, I mix and everything. But that I will have someone to sit down and call my friend. In my language, my mom will always say, I'm your shop, as in there's no French. I tell my people in the office, I said, you're not my friend. We are colleagues. After now, we leave. So though we spend a lot of time in the office, but I cannot trust you to the extent that I can just open up a lot, because when the chips are down, you use it against me. So he's my friend. Is just my partner.
Your everything.
My everything.
Yes. So, you being a lawyer, you must be alarmed at the rate of divorce in our society now. It's so, it's terrible, whether within the church or outside the church. So let's say there's a couple listening to us now. Maybe they are separated. Maybe they are thinking of, what would be your advice to that couple?
Maybe I should start with those who intend to go into marriage. People marry for the wrong reasons, and that's why you have so many people wanting to run out of marriage. There are two questions I would want to ask those who intend to marry on Saturday or following. Why do you want to marry now, and why this person?
It's too late now. They've bought their shabby, they've bought all the wedding dresses.
The truth is, until they say I do, they can stop. And you cannot please people and endure your marriage. You need to enjoy it, because it's a lifetime venture.
Yes.
So these two questions, I know my brother asked me when I told him I wanted to marry. So Innocent, why do you want to marry now? And why part? It's very important that people go into marriage for the right reasons, and not because their friends are getting married or they think that marriage will solve all their problems and remove all their challenges, and that marriage is a bed of roses, sugar in the morning, afternoon, and evening. It has to be a deliberate and intentional decision. Then for those who are having challenges in their marriage, I just want to say, love your spouse. Love your spouse. Put everything into the marriage and find time and dedicate time to the marriage. If you moved from courtship to marriage because you want to be close to that person, you want to wake up, you want to sleep with the person by your side, then why the division now? Why the distance? Put everything you have into the marriage and it will work.
From Patricia, to the woman listening to us now is maybe thinking of abandoning her home, what do you say?
Person should just remember the wedding vows, for better, for worse. You made up your mind that this is the person. So you just have to be patient and let them communicate well. Out is not greener out there. Their friends may have told them just get out of the marriage and everything. So you should check the friends that are talking to them. Number one, they may not be married. Number two, they may even have worse issues. There's no marriage that does not have issues. Just like you said, we have our own issues, but we know how to settle it. And at the end of everything, just put God in between, on top, because He's the only one that can solve it. And I will also advise that they should not, when a couple is having issues, they should not just go and start telling their parents or their friends and everything. Because those people, everybody wants to side their own friends because they are listening to one person, one party. If they listen to the two, they will know that one is, they have communication gap. So I think they should sit down and discuss and have a rethink, and prayers will solve it.
I'm going to ask you a question now, maybe controversial. If you had to, who comes first, your husband or your children? And
wow.
Just choose one.
The husband came before the children.
So now, who comes first, your husband or your children?
Who comes first? My husband.
Your husband. Innocent, who comes first, your wife or your children?
I will tell you, it's my wife. In fact, the children,
they are listening to you now.
No, they know now. Once they are around, they are doing their thing. They will just abandon us. These old people. And then they have had a conference with us, asking us, how did you meet? Daddy, what sort of proposal can you wait? When people are doing something special?
Yes.
You know, we have had that interaction in the family.
Candlelight, this one, dinner, everything.
You didn't even bring flowers.
Yeah,
can you wait? Dry, can you wait? So, we are close to them, and they also know that daddy and mommy need to always be together.
That's fantastic.
When we will go on our walk together, we do things together, so they know that. And they try not to come in between.
That's interesting. So you met 28 years ago. If you could go back to 28 years, okay. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Oh, the lines are. So if you could go back, would you do it all over again? Would you choose Pat again? If you could go back.
Answer that question first. Because yesterday, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? And if you say I'm plateauing him, what did I tell you yesterday?
Let me answer my own. Yes, and yes, and yes.
You will choose her again and again.
Yes, no.
Yes.
The same thing, yes. I told him yesterday.
And each time she's telling me, I say, you want me to blow with pride now? Please, just take it easy on me.
If he's for us to go back again, I'll choose him all over him.
That's fantastic. We have another caller, I hope. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm calling from Angwanshaho.
Okay.
Before Edu.
And your name?
And my name is Emmanuel.
You're welcome to the program. Do you have a comment or a question?
Yes. This is a really serious issue in the marital home today. Many people are into this crash and crisis because they really don't understand why they are going to marry. Some begin to think that marriage is all about the nakedness of the man or whatsoever or this and that. But now, when things look as if that it turns a little bit around to the other side of negative, you discover that the woman began to try to make the man to enter fire. I don't know how possible this thing can be, that you people can anchor this program, finish, and repeated it, maybe a kind of, let me use this chance and slaughter it. Let it be talking. There is a guy, I want him to listen to this very program. When I woke up from the sleep, I saw it, but I would have dropped it from my small handset radio, wife bar, so that I would give him to listen, for him to know that whatsoever in the marriage is all about tolerance. Thank you for this wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you for calling in. Yes. Well, I think you just said what you said earlier on, that you must know why you are going into a marriage, not just because everybody or because your mother is putting pressure on you. When are you, like your father was saying, when are they coming? No, didn't anybody say hello to you? You know. So what are your Valentines? What are the plans for Valentines? We have another caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Eka. I'm calling from Guarimpa.
You're welcome to the program.
I want to say congratulations to the couple, and I've also learned a lot from you, Paul. Although I have a similar relationship, because my husband is just one of a kind.
Oh.
So I want to thank you for also encouraging us, and I hope this will happen often.
How long have you been married? Can I ask?
Hello?
How long have you been married?
Yesterday was my wedding anniversary.
How many years?
I've been married for 13 years.
Oh, congratulations.
So I'm hoping to celebrate 15 years soon, by the grace of God. And then 20 and 25, 30, 40, 50.
Amen.
Fantastic.
By the grace of God.
I hope you have special plans for Valentine's Day too.
Yes.
Good,
we have.
good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Keep listening to Radio Maria 91.3 FM. We have everything you need at this station. Thank you very much. So, what are your Valentine's plan? Anything special? Does it surprise you? Does it... Or you can predict him? Okay, we are going to...
No, I cannot predict him.
Oh, he surprises you?
Yeah. So let us leave it at that. What I have for him is special. So
yes. Does she surprise you sometimes? Does she surprise you? Or you can predict her. Like, okay, I know she's going to cook rice and chicken. Does she surprise you?
Yes, so in fact, she's a poet and she knows how to write some things that can blow one's mind.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
I will surprise her on Valentine's Day, but I don't need to reveal it.
Of course, then
no.
Now. But you have a wonderful, fantastic Valentine's Day.
Of course, we are home alone, so
yes, emptiness. So anything can happen. Oh, does it mean there's still plans for another number 5?
Nah.
The last is how old now?
She's 13.
You never know these things.
The last was 13.
You never know these things. I mean, I always ask my guests, but I don't need to ask, but I will still ask you, are you happy?
Very, very happy.
Very, very happy.
Very, very
Innocent?
Happy.
If I'm happy?
Yes.
I'm happy now. Yes. I'm very happy.
Because the thing is, when you have a happy marriage, it now transcends to other areas of your life, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you're happy. So we're so happy that you came to share this evening with us. I hope it has been a good experience for you.
Yeah, it has been wonderful. I'm also happy with the comments made, and I'm happy that we're able to make some impacts with this discussion. And just to encourage everyone.
And still tell the young couples going out on Friday, your final word to them, please. The unmarried one, especially.
Well, Valentine's Day is to show love, not lost. And if you can't wait, what happens if you feel used and dumped? I love you is not by mouth. If you really want to know who loves you, and if love means anything to that person, please go and check 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8.
Fantastic.
It gives you the definition and the content of love.
Patricia, I'll give you the final words. What are your final closing remarks?
Okay, for the singles, just be careful, do the right thing, and
for the
married, I must say, please just think of the marriage vows, and please try to understand yourself. Pray together, most especially pray together and communicate very well. Please don't leave your marriage for anything. Don't leave your marriage.
Don't leave your marriage for anything. God bless you. You've been listening to Journey Through Life with me, Sisi Bunmi. My guests have been Mr. Innocent and Mrs. Patricia Eremionkale. We've had a Valentine's Day special this evening. They've been married for 21 years. 21 very, very happy years. Thank you for listening. Join me again next Monday, 5 p.m. We're going to close with another soundtrack to your life. I Lay My Love on You by Westlife. Thank you very much for listening, Abuja. Good evening.